Hi there, good morning. This is Ethan Colm with Alderman's Toyota, where your satisfaction is our top priority. And this is the 2025 Toyota Tacoma SR5. This one's finished in celestial silver, which I think is a really good color because it hides the dirt very well. This one's a 2.4 liter turbocharged four-cylinder that's mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission. This vehicle makes 278 horsepower. Up front, you can tell with the front end of this, they've really gone for that, sort of tough Baja-inspired look with those LED headlights right there. You have your LED fog lights. They've made the presence of this vehicle, even in the SR5 form, look pretty sharp, I think. Getting up close, you can see right here, you have your Toyota emblem in chrome. Radar cruise control is down here. That's the little radar function. As you can see, this vehicle's filthy. I just pulled it off the line to do this quick video. But again, that celestial silver hides it really well. Coming over to the front wheel, you have these silver alloy wheels wrapped in a Firestone all-season, all-weather tire. I think these are 17s. I can't remember right off the top of my head. Let me just double check. These are, in fact, 17s. There we go. Coming over to the right now, this vehicle does have the smart key system, which means you can just walk right up to the vehicle and start it, and open the doors. And you also have remote start through this key fob, which I'll show you in a second. But let's walk on to the back. This is a double cab 5-foot box configuration. And I want to show you how you do the remote start. So it's 3 clicks of this, 1, 2, 2, and 3. And then you hold for what feels like forever, and then you'll see usually a blink there. 1, 2, 3. And then I'm holding. There we go. You get those blinks right there. Now you know that this has remote started. And it goes right like that. I'm going to go through and stop that though, and the way you do that is just by holding the lock button again. And now it's stopped the remote start. But let's go through up and take a look at the truck bed. So 5-foot box. This is a composite aluminum reinforced box. You have your deck rail system on the side, LED bed lighting, more deck rail up in the front, and then you have more tie down. So some right here, there, over in the corners there. So it's pretty versatile when it comes to tying things down. It says Tacoma on the bed right there. Toyota right there, and then Tacoma again, just in case you had forgotten. In the back here, you have your hitch receiver, then you have your 7 and your 4-pin connectors for towing, setting up lights. Right here, you have some little jack recovery points there, which is kind of cool. Again, they're going for this off-road sort of look, even in the SR5, so you still have these little points where you can go through and jack up the vehicle. It's kind of cool. Chrome 4x4 logo right there, because it is a 4-wheel drive vehicle. It just automatically locked for me after around 30 seconds, I think it is. SR5 logo in the back, and then a chrome Tacoma logo right over there. Let's take a look at the interior now. Door swings wide open. Let me go through and adjust this. So right here you have your deck rail cleats. They clip right into the vehicle itself in the back. You have your black interior, which looks good, sort of rugged fabric, and then you have a little bit of a lighter gray stitch on that, it looks like. Down in here you have storage, which is nice. These can go through and clip into here, kind of keep everything all set there, and then you still have room for stuff here. It's like a 60-40 fold, and that's mirrored up here on the back. Just show you what we're working with too. More storage behind there. There's your jack stand, or your scissor jack, and then your tools for that. A little bit of storage there as well. So how about I go in here and we'll sit behind myself. This is my driving position. I'm 6 foot tall. Grab handle right here. Okay. This is what I'm working with here. Pretty decent leg room. This is where my eyes are, my head position. Sitting behind myself, I'm pretty comfortable because this rear seat kind of sits a little higher up, so you can still kind of see what's going on around us. And in the back here, you have cup holders. You have little ports right here, so a little cigarette lighter or a 12 volt right there. from the back, you can get a quick look of the interior. Again, just in case you had forgotten, this is a Tacoma, and it says it right there to keep you all reminded. You have your 8-inch display in the center right there for wireless Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, whichever you prefer. And then you have another little digital display, 6-inch right there, for all your multi-information stuff. And then you do have some analog gauges, which we'll look at in a second. But let's go through. We'll hop up to the front seats now. Take a look at the way the interior looks. So this is the smart key system I was talking about. Doing just that locks the door while keeping the key in your pocket. And then it's super easy to unlock. It's simply just putting your hand like that, and now it unlocks. Opening up the door, you have soft touch materials right where your arm is going to rest. Bunch of cup holders, this sort of little map pocket here, all looks rugged and cool. You even have a little tiny place inside here to store only Altoids, I think, or icebreakers. Right here you have your sort of sport style bucket seat. This has this rugged pattern on it. This looks like metal, cool. And then you have a little bit of lumbar support right here. And then it's a manual adjustable, so you can raise the seat like this, lower it like that. And then your adjustment for like reclining is right here. And then right here is where you can go through and like send it forward and backwards. But let's go through, hop in now. In the vehicle, foot on the brake, push to start. You have a steering wheel here, of course. Then you have your radar cruise control. Let me turn down this fan a little bit. You have your cruise control here, lane tracing, and then plenty of different modes to kind of play around with on this. So you have a bunch of different auxiliary gauges to kind of read what's going on with the vehicle, tire pressure, traction monitor, pitch and roll. Bunch of things I'll actually never use, but some of you truck people probably will, which is cool that they've included on like basically everything on that little display there. You can also change the theme, which is nice. And on the right, you have the analog gauge for the fuel. And then on the left, you have your temperature right there. I'm gonna turn on the fog lights and the headlights so when we get out, we can get an idea what they look like. Speaking of, they're automatic, but then you also get automatic high beams right there. Then right here is your traction control. And then your rear door and everything for the bed. When you press that button, it'll turn on automatically. Same thing up here, automatic door. You do have a little bit of a LED light that comes from here, so at night it keeps this entire area illuminated, which is nice. Auto dimming mirror and a place to put your sunglasses. Only Ray-Bans fit inside there. Just kidding. Okay, so then you have your classic climate control. These are analog buttons. All the way to the left is cold, all the way to the right is hot. You can see the temperature right there adjusting. Right here you do have 2 heated seats, one for you and one for the passenger with 3 different levels, so nice little touch there. And then right here is your just on and off, so now it's off, now it's on. You can just adjust the fan right there. Physical modes, all physical buttons kind of cool and tough looking. They have a nice sort of texture and click to them. But you can do the rear defroster and the mirrors, which are built in. This also does have blind spot monitoring on these mirrors as well. And then you can just go through and cycle through the different modes or recirculate, turn AC on and off. Other things that you see down here, so a little place to put your phone. You can kind of go through and stop there. Other models sometimes have a wireless charger down here, but if you need a charger, right here you have fast chargers for the phones with USB Type-C connectivity. And then you have another little cigarette lighter area down there. Parking brakes here, brake hold function, and then your 4-wheel drive is just button right here, switches right in. Now it's in 4 high. You also have your electronically controlled transmission power, or ECT power, which is just going to go through and give you a little bit more power when passing or taking off from a stoplight, so you can impress all the people next to you. A little bit of storage inside here, more cup holders. This one's a little higher than this side, so if you have like a bigger cup, one can go here, one can go there, and they're a little offset. Close this up, and I just wanted to show you this. So predicted path of travel, when you go through the reverse on this, you can kind of see which way you're aiming. And then I apologize for the sticker, let me get that off just like that. As you can see, with a push of a button, you can widen the lens, and then you can also do this. So little options there, and then this shows you, oh, that's where your tow hitch is going to be. So if you really wanted to aim it up to go through and tow something, you can do it right there. And you also have your tow haul mode. All right, that's kind of it with the interior. The last bit is this is on Toyota Safety Sense 3, so you're going to get the most recent and up-to-date version of Toyota's safety system with all the different functions like radar, cruise control, lane tracing, all that. So it even has, like, of course, the blind spot monitoring. And the way you kind of see all that, so you see everything right here. You have your lane departure alert system, blind spot monitoring, pre-collision system, PDA, predictive driving assist, rear cross traffic alert, which is really nice. So if you're reversing and someone's walking, or if a car's coming through out of your your blind spot, it'll actually be able to see that with the rear camera and give you a little bit of a heads up, which is cool. All right, let's hop out now, finish this walk around. So now the lights are on. Let's take a look at what they're going to look like and adjust this mirror or camera. 3 lines right there, or 2 lines. Sorry, can't count. And then over here, those are LED. They look nice. Another look back here, different angle for you. I like the fenders have that little bit of molding in there. Nice Honda Civic. Over here, so fuel economy, 21 miles combined to the gallon, and that's 19 city, 24 highway. And then you can check out all the different, safety ratings and everything. And then all this really has for options is the full-size spare, all with their 4-liners, and then those heated front seats, which I think is kind of nice. This does everything you would really need to do on a vehicle, on a truck. And it says Tacoma right there. I don't know if you can really see it, which is cool. And then you have your LED headlights. Those are projector style headlights that are adjustable. So if you do have stuff on the bed, you can actually adjust them so you're not blinding people. And on the inside, you have the amber indicators, which just look really cool and tough. Again, kind of goes for that sort of Baja inspired look. And I think it does pretty good justice to make this truck look even cooler. Fog lights look good as well. All right. That's going to do it for me. If you'd like to learn more about pricing and availability of these Tacomas, I'll have a link down below in the description to our website where you can find out more about that, or come see it for yourself here at Alderman's Toyota on Route 7 South here in Rutland, Vermont. I've been Ethan. Thank you so much for watching.